Hey guys, this is Hiley from Credit Renovators again. I wanted to talk to you today about repossessions. Now, a repossession is when the collateral for a loan, most times it's an automobile, is either taken or given back to the lender due to non payment. Now, there are two types of repossessions there is the voluntary repossession and the involuntary repossession. The involuntary repossession is the commonly known as a repo, where they come and they take the vehicle from the person's driveway or whatever because they owed money and it's non-payment. Voluntary repossession is commonly happens when the customer is having issues with the vehicle, or if they're having issues making payments, and they just decide they're going to give the vehicle back instead of waiting for an involuntary repossession. And I want to talk particularly about the voluntary repossessions, because I'm seeing a trend with a lot of folks who have voluntary repossessions and then they're surprised at having a collection for an outstanding balance. Here's the reason why. With a voluntary repossession, what generally happens is that the dealer or the lender will either resell the car privately to another individual, or they'll put the vehicle up at a public auction. In both cases, the vehicle is typically sold at a deep discount because they just want to get it off their lot, especially if it's having mechanical difficulties. And what ends up happening is the borrower is responsible for any difference between what the dealer sold the vehicle for and what was owed. For example, if you have a vehicle with a $10,000 balance, you give it back through voluntary repossession. The dealer or lender sells the vehicle at auction for $4,000, which leaves a remaining $6,000 balance, assuming there may also be other fees as well. And then they will simply send the collections an account balance of $6,000, which is the difference between what it was sold for and what you owe. I want to repeat that a voluntary repossession does not wipe away the loan, because understand that when you purchase a vehicle at a dealership and you're using financing, you're actually doing two transactions. It's a purchase, so you're buying the vehicle from the dealer for X amount of dollars, but you're also taking out a loan to pay X amount of dollars for that vehicle. Those are two transactions that are separate. So when you take out that loan and it's approved, the lender cuts a check to the dealer to pay for the vehicle, and then you're repaying the loan. So if you're having mechanical difficulties with a vehicle, I suggest that you work those out with the dealership to try to resolve them and continue to make your payments. And then if you find that you can't live with that vehicle, it's in your best interest to sell the vehicle yourself and then try to recoup as much money as you can to reduce the loss, because you would try to sell it for much more than what the dealer is, because the dealer and the lender doesn't really care how much it sells for, because you're on the hook for the money anyway. So I just wanted to make sure you guys understand that voluntary repossessions do not wipe the slate clean with your transaction, with your purchase, with your loan, because you sign those loan agreements papers, you agreed to repay the money based on the terms on the loan, and that giving the car back does not undo the transaction. So I want you guys to be careful out there when you're doing that. So ultimately, it's important that you buy the right vehicle and not have those problems. So I just wanted to recap on that. Voluntary repossessions do not wipe the slate clean. Watch yourself out there when you're buying cars. This is Heidi from Credit Renovators, just giving you an updated tip for 2023. Have fun.